Thomas Hutchins, a Methodist minister from Rhode Island, started the first textile mill in Greenville County with partner William Bates in 1820 on the Enoree River near present-day Pelham. He called it Enoree Factory. The village was called Bona Vista. In 1880, Arthur Barnwell from Beaufort, South Carolina bought the mill, which was then called Bona Vista, and renamed it and the village Pelham. The mill built this school in 1916 after fire destroyed the first school. John D. Wood, owner of the Wood Mortuary in Greer, leads a funeral procession in the Pelham village. The house is typical of the style found in mill villages. In 1935, during the Great Depression, the mill ceased operation. Any hope of the mill reopening was dashed when the mill burned in 1941. A village child points to Appalach Mill. On this site there had been earlier mills. Thomas Hutchins had built the South Tiger cotton manufacturing there in 1833. Its better known names were Cedar Hill Factory and later Arlington. Appalach Mill was chartered in 1902 and built along the South Tiger River. The Appalach Mill School provided education for the children in the village. The Baptists built their own house of worship in Appalach Village in 1924. The mill built this Union church for use by both the Baptist and the Methodist. When the Baptists built a new church, the Methodists purchased this building for their services. Victor Mill was chartered in 1895 and began operation in 1896. The Victor Methodist Church on the left side of the dirt road still worships on the same site. Edward Mosley, veteran African-American brickmaker, began the brickwork for the construction of the mill. 2 million bricks were needed for the 3-story mill. Victor Cotton Manufacturing Company was one of the model mills in the state of South Carolina. Local investors who built the mill elected W. E. Burgess as the first president. Women who worked in the cloth room took time out from a long day to pose for this picture. Both husbands and wives worked in the mill, splitting shifts so that there would be one parent home with the children. The Victor Company store provided most of a family's needs. Instead of money, tokens such as these with a V for Victor were used. Workers also ran monthly accounts that were deducted from their paychecks. The first Victor School was a popular place for teachers to work. The mill provided housing for single female teachers and paid better than the public schools. Victor Mill had a YMCA, a swimming pool, and ball fields for recreation in the village. This team played together from 1905 until 1908. In 1908, shoeless Joe Jackson was recruited to play for Victor. Franklin Mill was chartered in 1900. During World War II, it became the Victory Mill. Mill supervisors posed proudly for this picture during the 1940s, but it was the first mill to close. In 1972, the building was sold to the Commission of Public Works, who raised it and used the site for its operations center. In 1909, John Robinson founded the Greer Manufacturing Company. During World War II, the Greer Mill produced tent canvas and uniform twill. The Greer Mill also provided recreation for its workers. This 1920 baseball team played other mill teams in the area. Concord Methodist was built in the Greer Mill Village in 1921. When the congregation posed proudly for this picture the next year, little did they realize that some 6 decades later, the original mills of Greer would cease their traditional operations of weaving cloth.